So this is gonna be a short run, and then we're gonna do another job after that. But I'm delivering this harvester somewhere into Idaho, and I forgot about it in my life. I'd started the job like a month ago, and haven't played the game since. So I'm 200 hour or 340 some odd hours late on this job. This is the hey, what's going on, Joshua Bishop? This is the lovely Fleetstar mod. The cab's a little low res. We'll forgive him. And I'm not necessarily in love with the engine sound. It's kind of robotic sounding. I don't know. But it's a really nice vintage truck. And it's small, obviously, but it holds its own at lower speeds. And with the upgraded Detroit engine, the diesel that I put in it, it's actually pretty peppy. Peppy enough to get the job done. I think the pay is probably going to be very affected at this point. I'm not sure what they might just though. Hey, you said that was a 45th parallel right there that we just crossed. It may. I think there's a limit to how much it reduces it, but so that's one of those BLM lands right there. I think, guys, right here. This is the Bureau of Land Management. You see that camper up there on the hillside? So they have these roads and stuff that you can park on and stay, I think, indefinitely. Legally, it might be 14 days. Because we looked into it when we were looking on moving out. If we couldn't afford land, we thought maybe we could do BLM lands. But the problem is with all the dogs, you run into snakes and all kinds of other stuff because they're not really managed lands. And a lot of the campgrounds have actually people like a site manager who would not be happy about the dogs, so they would come and complain. I think this will hold at 40. The only downside is there's no way to tell if the cruise control is on or not, except for when you start losing speed. But yeah, we're in Twin Falls, or near Twin Falls, Idaho. I love the new interface here on the right side there. You can see, first of all, on the left side, you see your speedometer and stuff. Okay, my cruise control is set to 29. What the deuce? It's set to 40. Once again, it's hard to tell. But you can see there, we're going to Colville, Washington. Actually, no, so we got a ways to go. We're in Idaho right now, so we got a bit of a trip still. Truck's damaged 6%, trailer's damaged, so my tires must be worn. Might get yelled at for that at the inspection. Though, like, your tires, they wear out, so I'm not sure what to say about that. But yeah, we got some wear and tear, and I'm 6 hours away still, so we got a trip ahead of us, which is good. But I wanted to go through here. This is all of this area. I just love driving out west. I didn't realize how beautiful Idaho was. I've only been through once, and most of the trip was done at like sunset and night. I went through Coeur d'Alene at night, and it all seemed pretty just average. It was pretty, but it was just average. It wasn't like mountains and lakes and rivers, but it seems like a lot of Idaho really is grand like this. So I'd like to go back again and kind of revisit Idaho and really see the state. It looks beautiful. Look at this. Wow. Wow. Some kind of creek down there. White Bird Creek, I think it said. My son Mark keeps saying that though. He's like, we need to go to Idaho. Like, if we're gonna move out west, you know, if you ever move out west, you need to move to Idaho because it's beautiful. I'm like, Idaho? The only thing I think of Napoleon Dynamite, because that's where it was filmed. But it really does. I guess Idaho really does look like that, you know. Scenic overlook. There's an expedition. EL. Get that horsepower kicking in as we pull this huge the forage harvester up this hill. Truck has no problems pulling it though. It's only a 400 horsepower engine, but it pulls. Set the cruise to 45 here. So we got a lot of steep curves. Look at that. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies. Oh, amber waves of grain. There's no grain here. They do have really big. They are Purple Mountain's Majesty and Waving Seas of Grain in Idaho, though. I will say, I do remember that because we crossed into Washington from there, and both states are like that. They have those waving grain fields, like just miles and miles of wheat fields. And because they're on hills and it's drier, it looks very different. And I guess wheat grows better. I didn't know this, but wheat actually grows. There they are. There's our amber waves of grain. Wheat type crops grow better in dry climates. I didn't realize that, but they really do. Like, they want some rain, but not too much rain. So I learned that from Farm Sim games and Clarkson's Farm. Welcome to Grangerville and Kiuska. Kiuskia? How are we doing on gas? This truck has 400-gallon tanks, which is really nice. You can see there along the bottom of the truck, there's it holds a lot of gas, so we can go long distance without having to refill. I love that about this truck. The downside is there is no sleeper cab option, which I don't think the Fleetstar ever did have a sleeper cab, so that's not necessarily unrealistic. But you ain't gonna sleep anywhere in the truck. You could lay a board across the seats like I've heard people say they've done before. We have to stop at hotels. But it is a really cool truck. Yeah, I love the Fleetstar. I always liked the Fleetstar school buses when I was a kid. They were so ugly. Like they kind of look a little scary on the front. I don't know. It looks like a face, but I always liked them. I was like, they kind of look like an angry face. And if I'm not mistaken, I think my grandpa had a Fleetstar box truck. It never ran. He was going to fix it up. When he lost this, okay, so it was during the recession in the 70s. He lost his job and he was in his does it still say? No, I thought I changed that. What the heck? Dang it. Hang on a second. Let me well, we're going to leave it for now. If my wife is watching, honey, can you please change my title? I didn't, obviously. I went in there and changed it before the stream. I guess I didn't hit save right or something. I don't know. I even changed the caption, right? What does the title say? Yeah, my new old truck, the Fleetstar. Yeah, we got to fix that because a lot of people actually watch Railroader. So when I get a chance to pull over here, we'll stop and get it fixed. Until then, I'm gonna. Yeah, anyway, so he lost his job and, was in his late 50s and had a hard time finding more work. Nobody's hiring. And so he decided to start his own business called Techmobile. It's kind of ahead of its time. If your car broke down on the side of the road, you could call. This is way before roadside assistance, But if you had a breakdown on the side of the road, he'd bring his truck out. The idea was to bring his truck out. But in the meantime, he used the trunk of the car. But he had all these tools in the truck, and he could fix your car on the side of the road and get it back up and running. And it didn't do very well. It did okay, but it didn't do great. Like he never really got it going well, so he just kind of let it go. Because then what happened was, and I think I've told this story before, but he hi QB. And by the way, hi as well, Joe. Someone got injured using a Baker lift truck and blamed the company for it, but it turned out he was actually drunk, and so the company sent him out there to be an expert witness, and that was his first expert witness job, because he was an engineer who built the lift truck, so he had worked on the design. He could tell if the design failed or if it was like an operator error. So he went out and he won the case, and they were like, hey, that's great. We need to, we'd actually like to hire you more often. And so then he contacted Otis Elevator, who he also worked for. And so anytime there were, those kind of accidents, he would go examine the accident and give his expert opinion on if it was a failure of the machine. Sometimes he found it was a failure of the machine. But if it wasn't, if somebody was misusing the machine, then, it would be on them. So he did that, and he made a lot of money doing it. It was like a really good paying position, so he was able to get back into work and get himself back and functioning again. So he ended up selling the truck and all the stuff. But I remember I went there as a kid. Like we lived with my grandparents, and so my mom and I did, and so I would go with my grandpa up to the truck when he'd pull his tools out and stuff. So it's pretty cool. What's this? I couldn't read what that said. Do we have to go in? I think that was the beep to not go in. I wanted to get over, but I guess if I get a $1,700 fine, we'll see. Shoot. Whoops, I didn't mean to go over. The road curved, and I looked back, and I was, going around the curve. Hang on, we gotta stop here. Oh, I missed the turnoff. Wow. Batting 0 on the title change here. And now my wife is texting me. Drivus interruptus. So we'll stop at the next stop. Wow, look at those hills there with all the rocks falling off. Speaking of Coeur d'Alene. Come on, baby, pull. I think we're gonna be going full throttle here because we're making a big turn here. Yes, I know. I changed it, but for some reason it changed back. It changed my title, but it didn't change the game. And I've asked my wife to change it, but I don't think she heard me because I don't think she's watching. So I'm gonna have to pull over here in a minute and change it. Sorry, guys. Well, it's probably my fault, but it took the title, but not the game. Isn't that weird? Like it fixed the title, but not the game name. Guy ahead of me. I mean, we're all dragging butt here, but this guy ahead of me is going slow, and I don't want to. I think this is the hill. No, I can't be crossing in because we're. Oh, did you change? I see you did. Good job, babe. Did you text me? Do I need to read that, or is it regarding the change request? Yes and yes. Okay. I think we're going to keep it at 50, and I got the engine brake on. Let me check my wife's message here while I'm driving. Let's see if I can do this without crashing. Well, no, I can't see it at all, goofball. She's making a watermark for her stuff that she's going to sell. The other one was fine. Once I understood that it was a watermark, it was perfect, but... Let's see, this has 8 forward speeds, it looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, yeah. And I'm wondering if the switch for the shifter's on the dashboard there. That's the range shifter up on the dashboard. One of them's the engine brake. So is that a 10 speed then? Because it's got 2 reverse, probably. Low and high reverse. Isn't this beautiful though? Man, this state is just absolutely stunningly beautiful. Hey, Cameo. Looking forward to the Canadian maps, because you'll be able to transition from here on up into Canada. It just will get just as beautiful up there, because that area, the Rockies in Canada, is so pretty. So, I don't know if I told you guys this or not. So my son Mark is a huge, obviously he used to have the RX-7. He also had a Datsun that he then never finished, the My Summer car that never got done. But after that he owned the RX-7. And then he decided to sell it, and I bought it from him, but then I couldn't afford it because we were losing everything, so I ended up selling it. And so... ever since then he's like, man, I really want like a fun, like old sporty car, because he loves vintage cars, but mostly Japanese vintage cars. He's a weeb, so we'll forgive him, but he is kind of weebish. So he got I went up to Cleveland to visit them last weekend, and he hadn't told me on purpose, but a couple months ago he had showed me a picture of several pictures of a absolutely beautiful 85 Prelude with a 5-speed manual, 5-speed manual transmission. Sunroof. It didn't have any AC because they didn't. But it was mint. Like, it was like no rust, but not so perfect that you'd be afraid to drive it. So it was like a daily, I don't know if I'd say a daily driver car, but it's just, really nice Honda. Fairly low miles, like just over 100,000, I think, or maybe less. It might be like 80 something. And it was on sale for like $6,000, which is a pretty good deal for an old Honda. Like the Hondas, they actually hold their value pretty well, obviously, but even like the vintage ones hold their value. And they're usually really reliable as a kind of, if you want a vintage car, they're cheap to buy, and they are fairly easy to fix, though honestly, right now, some of the Porsches are easier to fix than the Hondas and Toyotas from that era. But yeah, the only downside is they if they haven't been taken care of, they do rust, so you got to really watch the rust. But this car is real clean, and so he sent me pictures of it, and then said, "Oh man, I guess the guy wants to sell it, and he doesn't want to sell it anymore." And I was like, "Oh, that's too bad. That's a really nice car." Didn't think much of it. So I get up there and I get out of my car, and he's like, "Hey, Dad, hey, check this out." And he opens the garage door, and it's the Prelude. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, like you bought it." So it's really nice. And so we got to drive it. He took me out. He's like, "You want to drive it?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So Eliza was asleep. We got up, about 8 o'clock in the morning. He's like, "You want to take it for a run?" And it was still pretty cool out. And I'm like, "Yeah, let's do it." So we put the windows down and got the '80s. He listens to all these '80s like style tapes, and so it has a tape deck. So he plugs the tape deck into and we listened to some '80s music while driving this Honda Prelude for about an hour and a half. We drove around on all the Metro Parks roads there. It was so much fun. And I just driving this truck has that same feeling, like it's all vintage. Like there's not very simple, just a couple gauges and a couple switches. There's no computer stuff. It's all just functional digital stuff. And I really appreciate that. And it brought me back like to being a kid. Like, man, and learning how to drive. Because I learned how to drive in a Caprice Classic, and then also we had a Toyota Cressida. In the rest of the world, it was called a Cresta, and I think in Japan they called it the Avalon, but in America they called it a Cressida, and it was really it was their top of the line sports car, and it was really nice. My grandpa bought it. That was the last car my grandpa bought before he passed away, and he wanted to have something nice, and so he was like, he had Caprices all his life, and he's like, I want to buy something different and nice. And then that car, I think I told this story before too, but we didn't, after he passed away, like we had it for like a year before he drove it around, and I learned how to drive on it and everything. And he passed when I was 16. Now, I had been driving with him and my mom because I got my temps when I was 15 and a half. But when I was like during my 16th year, he passed away, and we ran that car all the way through college. I got it about my second or third year of college. So we're talking, 6-7 years. We never changed the oil because we didn't know. And my grandpa always took care of all that stuff. So none of us knew that you needed to change the oil, and we just drove around. And one day I was coming home from college, and it was like, I'm like, man, that's not running too well. So we took it to the dealership, and he's like, did you ever change the oil in this car? We're like, you have to do that? And he's like, yeah. And so actually one of the techs bought it from us. It blew one cylinder, and he's like, I can rebuild it. He's like, it's going to cost several $1,000s. It's up to you if you want to redo it, and if you want to, buy another car. But we'll buy it from you. Like, he's like, I'll actually buy this from you because if you don't take it, I will restore it. So he ended up taking and redoing it, but it was a nice car. It was just, yeah. So this Honda brought me back that same feeling. Now that one wasn't a stick shift, but it was great. It's a fun car. Rear wheel drive. Funny to think of a Honda or a Toyota being rear wheel drive, but it was a rear wheel drive car. So. But ever since then, I've always liked real square looking cars, and it was kind of that boxy square look. I'm trying to remember what we got to replace that. I know we had already traded in the Caprice Classic, and my mom convinced my grandma to get a Jimmy. And so we actually had, this is going to sound funny, it sounds prideful, it's not meant to be that way, but we had the first 4-door GMC Jimmy in the Cleveland area. It was, they had just added the 4-door to their lineup, and they had a black one on this black and gray. Top was black, bottom was gray. And they had it on display out in front of the dealership, and my mom was like, that's beautiful. My mom always loved trucks. So funny. She loved SUVs. I shouldn't say trucks. I should say SUVs. She always, the rest of her life, she had SUVs. But she really liked that Jimmy. And she was like, please, can we get that car, like, to my grandma, because we needed a new car. And my grandma was a really good negotiator. We went to the dealership. They told us it was going to be a certain price. And we went in and looked at it, and talked to the blah blah blah. And my grandma signed the papers, and she's like, "Now wait a minute, this is 3,000 or 2,000 or something more than like you said it was going to be. Why is it? What's this upcharge?" And the guy's like, "Blah blah blah." And she's like, "Well, then I'm not going to buy it." He's like, "Well, it's just whatever. It was a destination charge, some BS charge that they put on so they can charge you extra money." And she's like, "No, no deal." And we walked, and my mom was like horrified. She's like, "No, but we really wanted that." And I'm like, "Yeah, come on, Granny." She's like, "Just trust me." She's like, "By the time we get home, they will have called." And what is that binging? And she was right. They called and left a message. We got home, and he's like, "I talked to my boss, and he said he would do it." So we turned around and went back to the dealership and ended up picking it up. So, but that was the first 4-door GMC sold in the Cleveland area. So that was pretty cool. For like a week or two, we had the only one on the road. And then everybody was buying them because, of course, everybody wanted a 4-door, either S10 or S15. So the Blazers and the Jimmys were selling like hotcakes with the 4 doors. Isn't that funny? It's hard to imagine a time when SUVs were only 2 doors, But those original Jimmys and Blazers were all 2-door trucks. So you had to climb in the back. But it was a nice truck. It handled like garbage, though. I mean, it was a truck. And it didn't have, even though it had the Vortec V6, like 4.3 liter, it was just not enough horsepower. I mean, that thing really struggled. It had to work really hard to get going. Like, it was just not it didn't have a lot of pull. So it was, but we loved it. We definitely had fun in it. Did some driving in the snow with our 4x4. It was a full 4x drive. It's back when they had to shift it into 4x4. You actually had a separate shifter, so the gears were on the column, and then you had in the between on the center console you had your transmission shift for the 4x4. And if you wanted to go into low, you had to stop the truck and put it in neutral, and then put that in neutral, and then let it sit for a minute, and a light would come on, and then you'd put it into 4-wheel low, and that would lock up the vacuum diffs, and you had your diff lockers. It was a serious 4x4 truck. And it had the white lettering on the tires. Oh man. So it had like the Laredos. Yep. Yeah, it was a real truck. Yeah, it had those I forget what brand the GMC had. Maybe they were Laredos, but they had the white lettering on them. So you had I had to take a toothbrush and clean the letters off. But dang, it looked good. It was a freaking great looking truck. We love that thing. Terrible gas mileage. The one glitch it had, it had the digital dash, which was cool. But the downside is the gas tank meter would go down to 3 bars, and it would drop to 2 bars, and then it would go back up to 3 bars. And if you went back up to 3 bars, you were donezo, because that meant you were out of gas. And we learned that the hard way. The first time we ran it out of gas, we were on our way to church, and we came around a corner and the engine shut off, and my mom rolled into a speedway. Like, we happened to be right at the entrance to a gas station. She's like, and she pulled right in. I was like, "Mom, that was pretty slick there." It must have been Goodyear. They must have been Goodyear, yeah. So who makes Laredos? Is that a Goodyear Laredo? Because if I remember right, it said Laredo on the tire. And I always thought that was cool. Like, ooh, that sounds like a city in Colorado. Which it is, isn't it? Laredo's in Colorado. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, I think they were good years. Yeah, look up 92 GMC Jimmy. That will tell you it should show you what tires came with it. With the SLT model or whatever the top model was. It even had a stereo with a 5-band EQ. Okay, Uniroyal. Oh yeah. They might have been Uniroyals. I don't know. I'll have to look and go through my old pictures and see. Because we had it even after I had the kids. My mom still had it, so she had that truck for quite some time. Like 15 years maybe. It was starting to rust out when she sold it. Yeah, we had some great trucks, man. I just, we had the after she had that, she had the Jeep, the Cherokee Classic, and man, that thing was that was bulletproof. What a great truck that was. It was small though. And then she gave that, we used that for a little while. My mom gave it to me to use for years, and I used it. And then we got our first minivan, and then that's all. But my mom went to, after the Cherokee, she had a Durango. And that was a cool truck. The Durango it was the first edition, so of course it had all kinds of problems. Let's see, she had to have the suspension replaced at like 35,000 miles. Yeah, this would have been late. This would have been a 92. But I'm pretty sure it said Laredo, so it must have been. I'd have to look for pictures though, because it could have been either. But yeah, so then, yeah, my mom, she had that stinking, but it was so much fun to drive. I will say it was a big truck, and it had a growly engine. It had the Hemi in it, and so it was like when you got on the gas, it sounded really good. It had a nice tone to it, and it pushed that truck fast. It was a fast truck, but it was also expensive to operate. So she traded that in. What did she get after that? I think that's when she got the CRV. And then she had the CRV until it got crushed by that tree. You guys remember the tree fell on it. And then she had a Honda Pilot. She replaced it with a used Honda Pilot, and she had that until she passed away. And I took the Honda Pilot, and looking back, I kind of wish I would have kept it, though. I couldn't have towed my camper with it, but I did. I ended up selling it to her neighbor, that's a whole other story. But I sold it to her neighbor, and he gave me okay money for it. Like, it had 140,000 miles on it, but I just could never get comfortable in that truck. It had a weird, panel along between the seats, like where your transmission hump is, and it always hurt my leg. So, if I traveled for more than an hour or two in it, it really started to hurt. And I always had trouble with it. And even though I'm a big fat guy, I wasn't quite as big and fat when I first got the truck. And I'm like, even then it was like, Simone will remember, because we went to get her dogs in Chicago with the truck. And by the time we were coming home, I was ready to scream. I'm like, I have to get out of this truck. This is killing my legs. And so it was not comfortable for me for whatever reason. I didn't fit well. And Hondas tend to be a little bit small. Oh, geez. Oh, geez. Oh, geez. Taki mushrooms. Try to get this different a little bit. Hit the hay with my mirror. There we go. We're through. Oops. All right, so we're going to get in here. Is that a Deutz? It's a Deutz. Agristar. I think, or maybe a John Deere. Looks like an Agristar to me, but... Oh, he's got a Krone. Look there's a big M. No way. So they bought, I think CT Focus bought me the package. One of you guys did, or Canadian James. It might have been Canadian James that bought it. I think it was Canadian James, now I think about it. Got me the Krone pack. I didn't realize it had the mower in it. That's really cool. The Big M. I think I hit the building. I need to get in over a little bit to the left. I can do this. I mean, I back stuff in all the time. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time today. I've been drinking coffee again. It'd be interesting to see somebody else big do a farm sim game. I wouldn't complain, that's for sure. That thing is revving way up there. Hey, Travin72. Welcome to the channel. If that's your birth year, we are very near the same age. I was born in 73. Hey, let's see. Watch the train. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, he's slowing down. 11. Oh, shit. Tacos sound really good right now. We got about 15 cars on that train for a single engine train. That's that mod that I put in for the trains. It's called like Better Trains. Definitely worthwhile. It makes the trains a lot more realistic. Dude, Taco Bell sounds really good. Or like real tacos, like a Mexican place. I'm not hungry right now, but that sounds really good. I had Subway for lunch, and so I'm still full. Okay, let's pick up our next job. Let's see if we actually get paid, though. This will be interesting because we're so far behind on this job. And actually, we need to wait till morning, so we're gonna pull over. We're gonna get some gas, find a spot to park for the night, and then we'll continue on. Oh, I screwed up. That's right. You don't do tea anymore because it's my own trailer. Duh. Wait, did I just damage my truck? Finish the delivery. Enter. I don't. Okay. Wow, bad driving on my part. There we go. I should probably do the keto diet, honestly. I need to lose weight. 15,000, 22,000. That's not bad considering I was 400 hours late. I'm not gonna complain about that. Okay. But I know what you're saying. Like, oh, hey, would you like to have some more eggs, cheese, and bacon for lunch? Actually, no, that sounds like heartburn. All right, let's find a navigation spot to go to. World map. Yeah, it was 400 hours late. I know. I'm sorry. I was really late. No, I started the job and then I had to go to bed because I was like really tired, and so I left it. And then I came back like a week later and ran a couple more miles. And then it was like, I'm tired. I'm going to bed. And then realized how late I was. I was like, oh, shoot. What are you going to do? We're here. We delivered. But definitely not $22,000 worth of delivery. I'm not going to make it around this corner, am I? I should have backed up. Pull it. Come on, dang it. No. You didn't see they released it today. Yeah, this is brand new. I'm just kidding. Yeah, it's mod. That was facetious. What's up? How you doing, Patchwork? Good to see you. We're just gonna... Oh, I get this. There's actually a closer gas station or a closer bed area. We're gonna pull over there. So we're gonna sleep for the night, and then we'll pick up a new load. I mean, I can't fault you there. Church is more important than me. Have a good time at church. Say a little prayer for us while you're there. God, help the Chapmans find a home. Please. What was the answer? What is SnowRunner actually? Now we're gonna go sleep at the hotel next door. Yeah. All prayers are good. That's so funny. Yeah, I've seen you were playing it lately, Patchwork. Such a great game, isn't it? Oh, it's so good. It's so much fun. I can't say it on a relatively PG-13. It's good though, right? You can say it's good. It's a great game, isn't it? I can't wait to try the new. I don't even have it yet. I'm gonna have to buy it. I'll pick it up this week and we'll look at it next week. Okay. So we're gonna look at the job list. I'm all discombobulated. Jobs, external market. I love it though. I do. Look at these weird. It's something much worse once you realize it. What? I thought you loved it. But it's not a bad thing. I love SnowRunner. I do. It's crack cocaine for people that like off-roading and trucks. Vintage trucks. Well, we could run back down Idaho. Let me see if there's anything else here that piques my interest. These are long, long drives. I don't know if I have the stamina to. Oh, that's a good one. Wait, where did it go? No, wait. No. Oh, where did it go? Fudge nuggets. I wanted that one. I think it's the next tab. There we go. A pair of compact tractors across the top of Montana, where I haven't been yet. You can see all those cities that I haven't seen yet. Let's do it. Thank you for I couldn't see it. Cameo. Follow for the follow. Yes. Now I can see it. Yeah, a Glacier Park run. Exactly. Let's do it. Begin delivery. Those of you watching on YouTube, this is the exciting part that you never get to see. I always cut this out. So, where am I going back to the farm? I'm probably going back to the farm where we just were. I was going to see if you saw what it was, but I looked over and I thought that was a truck coming at me. It was just my side view mirror. How are we doing on fuel? Plenty of fuel. We should stop. If I pass the service station, we should stop and get the truck looked at. Looks like I need an oil change, but we can do that on the road. I do want to get that game. It does look fun, but 80 plus a mile. I used to really be picky about the jobs, but once I got my company rolling, because I'm making millions of dollars just being here, you know what I mean? And not to brag about how great but having 10 garages, I'm just making money hand over fist now. So it doesn't matter if I make any money because the company's making money. So now I'm kind of just doing. That's one of the reasons why I'm driving this small truck with this small trailer. It doesn't matter if I make a lot of money because they're making it for me. So. The MP that's cool. All right. No, we're going to continue Farmers Dynasty 2. Whoa. Okay, I guess we're going there. Look at that. A Macdon. Yeah, but no, we'll continue. Absolutely. And then Feared Fox says... I see. Right. Right. Yeah, it's for people that enjoy, pain and suffering. It's so cramped here to get I'm having a hard time getting the trailer turned. I need to turn earlier. You smoke your hired drivers. Yeah, I mean, even so, you'll still make more money than they do. And I kind of cheat with my game because I turn the brakes and stuff off, like I just, I don't do like, you know, like the sleeps things and the brakes that you're supposed to do. So I drive a lot more than the company guys do just because I can, even though it's not legal. You threaten. Are you personifying what happens to you at work on your game? Look, you're not doing a very good job. You're fired. That's right. I just take the fun lows. That's right. I can't repeat that either, Traven. Thank you. It's so hard to... It's not that this spot is hard to... Like, backing is not hard, but getting into this spot because of the way it's laid out, it's hard. Without whacking into the rest of the things around the farm here. You have to do one more forward back. Anyway, that's as far stinking forward as I can get. SnowRunner has no safe word. Yeah, so the new map is difficult, huh? Yeah. The last map was pretty easy, so I'm gonna hit that post. Ah, we made it! Yay! So just had to do some Austin powering to get in and out there, and we did it. Yeah, I hate the sound of this truck's reverse. I wish it would shift down. It's such a small gear. Okay. Engine off. And enter. What's up, Chiphead? Mr. CHP Head, how are you doing? Yeah, it'll be fun. Okay, so we got our little our load of little mini tractors. These are like oh, there's only one. It showed two. I guess I can. Does that mean I'm only gonna get? I guess they configure it to your thing, but it showed two of them. But it's going great, my friend. I love it. I wanted a relaxing night tonight, and so far I've had a couple accidents, but besides that, it's been pretty relaxing. I've got to chat away to you guys. I had my coffee, so I was on a buzz for a little bit there, and now I'm ready to settle down and hit the road. Is that the train in the game or the real train? I can't tell. That's in the game. There it is. We have a train that goes by my office, and so sometimes I hear that too. So thank you for the follow, by the way, sir. He said, well, we haven't had the tacos yet. We'll stop, I promise. When we get gas, we'll get some gas station time. Yeah, look at that. Look at that real... I love that. The fact that we have a bunch of cars. Unfortunately, they all have the exact same graffiti on them, but it's better than having like a 3-car train like we used to get. I guess they can have up to 80 cars. I haven't seen any trains that long yet, though. But I'm not opposed to that. I'd love to see that. Yeah, that's one thing we don't... It's interesting because we actually have... Where I live right now, we have a fairly large immigrant population of Mexicans and other South Americans working the factories, but we don't have any Mexican restaurants. There's only one, and it's really good. It is good, but it tends to be a little bit salty for me. Like, when I go there, I'm like, the food is good, but they use a lot of salt. So that's, you know, I don't love that, but the portions are nice, the price is right, and the food is really good. Yeah, so I love that. But I thought we'd have more in town. But again, we only have one pizza place too, so I'm so used to Medina has like 75 pizza places. At least that I'm aware of. Maybe we do have more taco places, but they're not. We have a Taco Bell. I hardly count that, though. That's not really authentic, you know. This truck gets up good, though. Yeah, that little. I think it's a 4-cylinder, but it might be a 6. I'm pretty sure it's a 4-cylinder Detroit, making 500 horsepower. But this tractor isn't going to weigh much, so let's take a look real quick and see him again. Beep beep. He matches my trailer exactly. It's like I work for the factory or something. We had storms all day, and we had a lightning strike. The power went out here, and then it went out for just a second, like the lights flickered, and then 2 seconds later, it was a thunder that was so hard that it sounded like an explosion. It rocked the ground. It was crazy. It was just like bam. But it thundered a lot. Usually when we have storms here, they're about 10 minutes and they pass. But it thundered all day, and then it got hot. The sun came out, and now it's like a Amazon forest. Oh, that's cool. You can never go to the same country. There's a Greek restaurant and a Italian restaurant and a train. Busy train line. I do like the new sounds they put with the trains too. That's that part of that mod. They sound good. Please pull in. Okay. They're a little on the soprano side for train horns, but they do sound good. They're a little higher register than I think the train sound usually are, depending on the railroad. All right. Enter to pass the inspection. Thank you for your cooperation. Have a safe journey. He passed us. Okay. So I guess they don't really care about the tires that much as long as the rest of the truck isn't too damaged. Oh, we're clear. Go. All right. We're back on the road again. I'm driving on the road again. I guess we're getting off here. An Ethiopian restaurant. What do they serve at an Afghan restaurant? I mean, I'm not being like facetious. That's not used to seeing the name of blue guitar. Not used to it. What? That's been my name forever. Oh, kebab. Oh, I love kebab. Oh. I wonder if it's. I guess it's as good as anywhere. In England, they would make like these really greasy fries and strips of kebab, and I would wrap the wrap the kebab around the French fry and eat it. Oh, it was so good. Not very good for you, but. Yeah. We're gonna swing in real quick here and do a quick truck fix. So he probably wouldn't have won. This truck is pretty quick, especially because I'm not driving with the clutch and steering wheel. Even though it has a stick shift, it's an automatic. I'm trying to look down with my tracker. There we go. Oh, with a lot of seasoning. Okay. All right. It's yummy. Probably not very good for you, though. Ah, la supermarché. Fix me up. All right, so let's take a look at the service and everything we're gonna do. Wow, this is a lot of damage. So far, nothing to fix here. That's pretty good. Do some fixing up there. 446, 463. Confirm. Good. Okay. And our tires. That's cool that they're doing tire wear now. I like that. So confirm. Oh, it did it already. No farm today. No farm today. Oh yeah, no, I have to still put it together. And work has been just so crazy. I've been getting off at like 5:30, 6 o'clock. So I get to streaming as soon as I can, which means I'm not taking the time to put the map together, but we're gonna do it. I'm hoping by Friday I'll have time, like before stream on Friday, to do it, because I'm going to get off a little bit early on Friday. So, how long have we had it for? I know we've had it a little bit, but it's really becoming part of the game now, which I like. Like, we've always had some wear and tear, but they didn't really represent it well. Like, now it's like, oh yeah, it's absolutely tire wear. Now, how do you fix it? You just buy new tires, right? Like that's how you get rid of it. Really? Huh. I guess I just never noticed it before, because I always buy new trucks. I run a truck for like a week or two, and then I'm like, oh, time for a new truck, and I buy another truck and then give it to another one of my drivers. Interesting. So you just okay. I guess I never ran into it before. I think for the console, they're probably going to most likely what they're going to do is to probably have some packs to get the DLC caught up quickly and affordably. So I would imagine they do like here's an Out West pack, and they'll give you like 5 states for like $20. And so they'll make it like the base game cheap, like they do, like $11 or $12, and then you'll probably be able to buy regions, and that's probably how they'll do it, like when it first comes out. Right? Yeah. So you have to be doing that. So the next map that I do, what's gonna happen is when I need help, I'll open it up to multiplayer. So yes, I will never do another, I'm gonna rent a server and have people play their own farms on there. What does this say? The MP game, wait, what did that just say? I missed it. Because my chat's over the top of that, I couldn't read what that message said. Can anyone tell me what that said? Oh, okay, so they're doing it that way. Okay, so they're already moving it. Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, as long as we stay connected, I don't really care. Yeah, I would only play it on PC too. I don't see any reason to buy it on console, unless it's on the Switch too. I would get it for the Switch too, because it would be fun to be able to play on my Switch. I love Montana. But yeah, I get that with the mod. Like, I mostly play without mods, but I really do like that train mod. That is nice. And this truck, obviously, is a mod. Whoa. What? Wow. Okay. Then it damaged my trailer. I just fixed that! God dang it! Shoes and socks! It just did 1%. I thought you could turn the damage off in the settings. I didn't realize that you had to have damage. Yeah, I mean, that was partly my fault. I cut it too sharp. I do, for some reason with this truck, I do that a lot. Oh, we're already way over the truck speed limit, so let's slow down. But anyways, Wajo, the next map, I will open it up to multiplayer when I need people to help me in the fields. So probably like every couple of episodes it'll be open. So yeah, I will be doing it again. But I'm not doing a dedicated one because what happens is the first week, like 1 million people show up. The second week, like 500,000 people show up. The third week, 4 people show up. And then by the 4th or 5th week, nobody shows up. So I'm not doing it. But I'll have it open randomly. So because then people will be like, oh, I want to join. And then they can join. And that seems to work better. So. Okay, so you can't turn off damage. Oreos, hold them under the bubbles. That's how you deal with your problems, yes. Yeah, it seems like they're, yeah. Yeah, and they're hightail too. Yeah, I was just looking at the hightail still on my wife's laptop, and I'm like, I'll leave it on there for sentimental reasons. We'll probably play at some point again, but yeah, we haven't played it in a while. Because of life. Life gets busy, you know? If I could do this full time, we would definitely have time to do it. But because I do it very part time, I don't. And that's okay. That's how life is. I have to provide. So that comes first. And I still get to have lots of fun. Wow, are they taking me onto it? Is this dirt? No, it's still pavement. Still, it seems like a pretty back road for... Guess we're going the back way. I did find out that I've got a couple games that I put on my work laptop. I did find out that I can actually play Minecraft on my work laptop, which is most impressive. It's got an Intel Arc video processor, which is a junky but yet functional video card. It plays... I'm playing like, and it gets like 60 frames a second with Minecraft, so I was pretty surprised about that. You have to turn some settings down, but it looks pretty good. It's like fairly high settings. And just have to turn the draw distance down to like 12 instead of 16. You can't be stealthy if everyone's dead. Yep. Yep, that's fine. Yeah, I'll have it all set up. It won't be hard. I mean, obviously they make the mods list, so you can just download it there. But I'm gonna also, if I probably will have I want to find a cotton truck, and I have a feeling I'm gonna have to go outside of the normal mods to get one. So, like a expediter truck that's cotton. Either do me and my wife. We play Minecraft fairly the same, but she's always like, I was talking about that the guy I was working with today, his name's Josh. Super great guy from my company came up to help me today. And we busted out some carts, so it was good. But he said he's like, we were talking about how like he and I, like we tend to be like really focused players. So like I got my house built and I've got copper. And I go over to visit my wife, and she's like, hey, would you like some Elytra? I already defeated the end. And, oh, by the way, here's my enchanting table if you want to use that. And I've got diamond armor and diamond and everything. It's like, oh, my God, what have you been doing? Like, I mean, well, all I've got is copper. She just does stuff so fast. Oh, Simone. Gamers sit around playing games wishing they had friends to go get them. But to get the friends, they have to go out. Right. The gamer's paradox. Look how pretty that is. Lake, what is this? Downtown, okay, Sandpoint, yeah. Okay, I want to live in Sandpoint, Idaho. Where's the trailer park? Take me to the trailer park. Show me where you're... We have lots of dogs. Will you let me park there for a while? And it'll destroy the lawn, but as long as you don't care about the lawn. There's an Excella. It's cool to see it. Is he going to stop at that station? There's Sandpoint train station. Looks like it's still alive. That's cool. That was cool to see a working train station there. Something you don't see often in the United States. But out west, they do have trains that you can... I would love to take a train, like I said, across like an observation deck train out west. Still doing good on fuel. Yeah, true. Along the eastern seaboard is where you really have a lot of train action, yeah. And then out west, you just don't... The middle of the country just doesn't have, you know, a lot of passenger stuff. There are... Amtrak goes through almost every city, though, so you can... If you're willing to go on a weird schedule and get dumped off in the worst part of town, you can take Amtrak. The downside is it's so expensive, but I mean, that's true in Europe, too. It's not like... You know, I was surprised at how expensive the trains were in Europe, or in England at least. I was like, $200 to go to London. Well, you might as well fly. It's faster flying. Oh, that'd be awesome. How far from Grand Canyon up north? How far does it go? Like, what's the length of distance that the train travels? Toronto to Vancouver. Man, that would be pretty, yeah. Especially out in the Vancouver end. It's cool that you start in Toronto, because that's like the boring part. Actually, the area around Toronto's pretty. In fact, I remember Toronto being beautiful when we went through it. It's really spread out, too. It's huge. Oh, this is really cool here. I think we're getting near the Grand Tetons, if I'm not mistaken. Like, we're on the Idaho side still, but we're Kootenai River. Look at that. This is crazy cool. I don't remember ever being through here. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, the panoramic stuff is really cool. There's a train on the plains. Do not make me stop at the way station, please. Oh, I gotta get over. It didn't say if I had to stop or not. I'm a little bit concerned about that. There was no beeper. I tried to pass underneath it. Oh, you're making a card game. That's cool. Yeah, that would be a little bit intimidating, but man, is that cool. Are my lights on? No. And they don't need to be. My back beacon should be on, though. Oh! Wow. Guess I can't go down that low. How low can you go? I just want to... Yeah, they are. Okay. Honestly, I don't really need little flashy beacons for my Woodhull tractor delivery. Curds and Way Station. I'm so funny. So we delivered a 400-hour late job today and a right-on-time tractor delivery. Oh, that's kind of cool. I like that. Right, yeah, you can't... I thought it was in here, though. I'm pretty sure they have Yellowstone in here already. But you're not supposed to drive your truck in there unless you don't have a load, or you have a specific load going to that location. I thought they did have Yellowstone, though, but I'm not sure. I know they have some of the other national parks. Like Yosemite, you're not supposed to go through there either, but occasionally I'll cut through. You have to pay a pretty serious... oh, the TV show, okay. Oh, I've never seen the TV show. I think you have to have Netflix, don't you? I don't have Netflix. Golly, these curves are like deadly. It's the Moi River. Moi. Mason, I think that Moi River is bad news. Paramount Plus, yeah. I don't have that either. That's a 500 cards. Oh my gosh. I did watch Star Wars, Clone Wars. I fell asleep, but I just wanted to see it again because I haven't watched it in years. Jar Jar Binks ended up homeless and a beggar on the streets of Naboo. If only. I watched it again to see, like, because I hadn't watched it in about 10 years. I'm like, is it as bad as I remember it? It's as bad as I remember it. It's just very disappointed. What is this? What does that say? Oh, it's the thing again for... Huh, I wonder why they're having trouble. But yeah, I was like, yeah, Jar Jar Binks pretty much ruined this movie. Not that the movie, it was a little, I don't know, it's yeah, see, a lot of people really liked it. Dork Wars. I just didn't. But I'm also older than you, though, so, like, for me, like, seeing Star Wars, the theater thing made it hit different. The new ones hit like, hey, we're trying to be the old ones, and I'm like, no, that doesn't work. Yeah, 2 and 3 were pretty good. I will say, once you got past the first one and they realized how much people hated Jar Jar Binks, and he kind of cut Jar Jar Binks way back for the second and third movies, it was better. It was. And they were, watchable. But... And yeah, the original ones you go back and watch now, but then again, you don't get to see the original ones because he's edited all this crap into them that made them stupid too. Like Han Solo robotically jerking his head because he didn't want him to fire first. But in the original movie, Han Solo for sure blows Greedo away. There's no question about it. Greedo didn't have the gun. Greedo had the gun pointed on him, and Han Solo just let him have it. That's why I like it. C-SPAN with aliens and droids. I think, please pull in. Okay. The hard thing for me with the first 3 episodes, not that, stormtroopers, what the heck? Not that the stormtroopers have a lot of personality. Where is this way station? Next right, okay. But they got way more personality than the Roger, the droids were just ridiculous. Like, let's program Laurel and Hardy as our AI for our battle droids. I got a bad feeling about this. It's like, what were they thinking? Oh, it's so bad. So that was, it was all just hard. So it got boring. Like watching them kill droids for hours on end. I was like, yeah. Oh, I agree. I agree. Ooh, General So. I agree. And the Ewoks were definitely pandering to kids. Like the first two movies didn't have a lot that pandered to kids. That's probably why I enjoyed them more. Maybe Chewbacca a little bit, but everybody was the first movie. They were a little bit more, but they also the Ewoks. Yeah, yub. No, I agree. I liked the Ewoks because I was like 13 when that came out, or 12, and I was like, oh, they're cute. But that was his first attempts to like Sesame Street eyes the Star Wars characters. But it just, Jar Jar was horrible. Imagine a nightmare version of Roger Rabbit. Excuse me. I'm like, oh my god, stop. Right. That's why I like. I don't know if you ever watched. I actually today, as I was doing the laptops, like doing my laptop work, I had Family Guy on in the background, and it happened to be the episode of the Star Wars, like where they did the Star Wars trilogy. It was the Return of the Jedi one, and they did that with the Ewoks. That was one of the points they made. Like he's like, oh yes, we've trained for exactly 10 minutes and we're going to take down the Empire. Like, it's so stupid. And then but then the battle starts and like 2 arrows go through the stormtrooper's eyeballs. he's like, and like dies. And then another guy has an arrow go through his chest. He's like, oh, and he's like, this armor's completely useless. And then he falls over dead. It just made me laugh because I'm like, yeah, that was pretty, like these little Ewok characters are gonna really, kill the Empire, but they did. But then that was corny. Honestly, I didn't really like Return of the Jedi that much. My favorite movies, the first 2 were my favorites. Obviously, Empire Strikes Back, and there's a reason why it got rated one of the best movies of all time. It really, that's the movie that really kind of hit the whole everything all in once. It had the funniness, it had the magic of the characters working together. Like they really did a great job working together in that movie. They had a lot of fun. Oh, The Mandalorian. Now that's where they won it back. I mean, some of the other series people have complained about, I don't really mind. Like I watched Boba Fett. I thought it was okay. But The Mandalorian really hit it. They did such a great job with The Mandalorian. It just it was much more on point to what Star Wars should be. It was interesting. It wasn't too deep. It didn't get too preachy. They had fun with it. It had a lot of comedy in it. It had cute stuff in it. Like obviously Grogu was really cute, but it didn't go over the top with the comedy. It had a good balance of like, this is cute and this is funny. I haven't watched Andor yet. My son said it's the best one yet, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. But I haven't. I wanted to watch it with him, so I'm waiting till I can. Hopefully someday. But I watched like the first 2 episodes and I really liked it, but I didn't finish it because we started it together. So, but yeah, The Mandalorian. That is so good. I haven't seen the movie yet. I heard that was good too. I heard it was great. What do we got here? Oh, I wish I could have picked that up. I'm right here. I see it. Didn't let me pick that up. That's weird. Are we in Kalispell? Oh yeah. So we're coming up on the mountains. There they are. Yeah, I've heard, but a lot of people liked it. I heard that people complained about it, but then a lot of people were like, no, it's really good. It is a great movie. So I want to see it. I will watch it at some point. Probably when it gets on to Disney Plus, and I have time to sit down and watch it. But yeah, I've watched the whole Mandalorian again recently. I'm just like, this is so great. The music, the stories, the atmosphere, it's perfect. But it's something. I don't know. I just. That's so funny. Yeah, no, I can't afford to go to the theater either. It's yeah. But you liked it that much that you went twice. There you go. Do 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 do. And they did a great job flushing out the Star Wars universe too. I felt like one of the things I didn't like about the prequels is that it's just they went to the same three places that they already had been to. And I know it was for continuity's sake, but it's like, yeah, we're going back to Tatooine. Yep, we're going back to Naboo. Yep, we're going back. It's like now Geonosis was added in, obviously, and Coruscant, but they just did the whole like the same 4 planets. I'm like, I thought this was a whole universe, and that's what Mandalorian really explores. That like they go to all kinds of different planets and places. They don't go to the same place twice. They come back to no. Well, once again, is it Tatooine that he lives? It's not Tatooine that he lives on. It's another planet where the bounty hunters live. I'm trying to think what the name of the planet is. Yeah, I'd have to watch them again. I've watched about maybe the first 2.5 seasons of the Clone Wars. I love the Clone Wars too. I think they're great. But yeah, I've talked too many times over what I feel the shortcomings of the Phantom Menace is, but having Darth Vader, be the one that built C-3PO, come on. Having R2-D2 be the only droid that survived the attack and saved everybody, it's like they're trying too hard. I mean, they should have thrown Albus Dumbledore in there, I'm like, did you know that Albus Dumbledore was also a Jedi? It was just preposterous, I guess was the good word for that. I know, sorry, it's over. I won't talk about it anymore, I promise. The nerddom is ended. The Rebel Show. I like we got this little cutoff turn here. I thought we'd see lots of mountains. We saw them in the distance, but we're not really seeing a bunch of a nap. Aww. Welcome to Columbia Falls. So I remember all these towns are in the original Train Simulator had a map of Kalispell and Whitefish, and then it went out to Cutbank, which is on the other side of the mountains. And it was called Marius Pass, and I guess that's the name of the train pass here. But these train tracks, Kalispell and Whitefish branches, they meet together, and then they go up the mountain. And that was one of my favorite routes in Train Sim. I think it was the only big American route in the original Microsoft Train Sim. And then they redid it for trains, or like the classic Train Simulator Classic or whatever. But they've never redone it for the newer versions, and I wish they would because it's such a pretty route. But we're taking the road version. We should have a place along here somewhere where we see, off on the left, we should see the railroad climbing the mountain over the top of the Marius Pass, because the freeway does follow along Historic Point. What is this? The freeway does follow along the road, or vice versa. Yeah, see, there's the railway. Oh, there it is. Yep, there's the rails over there. That's the start of the climb up into the mountain. We should see that on and off as we drive. There's parts where it's by itself, but there's parts where it follows the road. That's true, Zwajo. I agree with that. That's right. Nothing wrong with nerd talk. Right. That's right. To rescue his daughter that he later beats. There's more of the railroad we're following along. Here's Glacier. Or West Glacier. That's so funny. You guys are... No fighting! This is cool here. Look at that. Gateway to Glacier National Park. So you can go up into the park, and I think the road goes all the way through, but you're not supposed to drive there. So yeah, so that's the railway goes off, and we won't see it again for a little while. Oh God! What is Strange New Worlds? Is that a Star Trek? I don't know what that is. Yep. But Dad. Yep, and this is... Browning is where the railroad comes out in Browning. It looks like we lost our connection again. I don't know what's going on. New Star Trek show? Okay, I haven't seen it. It's probably on Paramount Plus, which means I'll never see it. Or I'll have to cancel one of my other subscriptions to get it. I'm only doing 2 at a time. That's my new rule. We don't do more than 2. Because for a while we had like Netflix and Disney and Paramount and BritBox, and I'm just like, okay, we can't afford it. This is killing us. Like, we're spending like $100 a month in subscriptions. So we narrowed it down to 2. We got Disney because of Liza, and she likes the... Oh, there's the train. This is one of those places that actually has a bunch of train stations too. There's a station in West Glacier. Oh, yeah. That's right. I remember that, Katie Cat. I remember that episode. The guy who can't talk. Yep. Right. Exactly, Cameo. Right. They knew they had to change it so that they could continue to be profitable. So... They only allowed it for a couple of years. They're like, how do we beat this? This is how we're going to beat it. We're going to break it up and make them pay for every single TV show they want to watch. So now you pay $300 a month in services, and you got to watch ads too. So that we didn't even get rid of the ads, because at first the great thing about streaming was, well, it's a paid service, so you don't have to watch ads. But now it's like, it's a paid service, and you still get to watch ads. So yeah, it's a no-win for the consumer. Yeah, but even Prime has ads. Now, if you pay for Prime Premium, then you can't get it, or you don't get ads. But which I think my wife does, because we can usually skip the ads. But it's frustrating. It's like, I don't want to be. There's some more. Here's more trackage that we're following. I keep looking over at it and almost dying. Ooh, look at that big tunnel. That's cool. I don't remember that. Right, exactly. And you're still paying for the connection. Marius Pass, it just said. Yep, there it goes. As a parking lot, maybe to celebrate it. But I think that might be the summit there for the tracks, right up at the top there. They go up there, and that's the summit for them. So I think we're at the summit. Oh, look at that. That's so cool. Hang on, we're going to slow down a little bit and take a look at that. Glacier National Park Gateway. That's closed off to us, but there's the train station there for Glacier right up top for the park. Veterans become Panumki. That's right. Shafted. Make a jump to that tunnel. Yee-haw! That's a good idea. Yeah, get it. You get him on sale. Yeah. And now we're gonna go out into the plains. I don't know. Some of them probably do. We're just going to roll at 2,000 RPM. Come on, shift. Yeah, I don't have any TV right now. We just steal the neighbors. He's cool with it. I talked to him about it. But so now we're on the high plains between the mountain ranges. And the train will come out. I think we follow the tracks all the way out to Cut Bank. Next time I go out west, I want to take Route 2 and go on this route because it's so pretty. And it's cooler up north. They always do, yeah. Yeah, it is hard. Nowadays, you really almost have to have two people working. I feel like I'm driving over something even that I shouldn't be because the truck's bouncing around, but... Okay, we're getting near Shelby, it said, right? Now, I don't know if our route takes us out to Cut Bank, but it might. And now we're in Browning. Hey! All right, we're going to pull over for Travon. Or Trayvon. Go get your tacos, Trayvon. I'll put on the hazards. Tacos! I promised a taco stop. All right. We now need to get back on the road. 756 tacos. That'll last us for definitely the rest of the road trip. It does resemble an old Mack truck, that is for sure. Wait, you're not going to share any of those 756 tacos with me? That's let in that cool air and let out some of that warm air. Yes. The air exchange is important. Wow, look at that view. See, now this is where I want to live. But this is where all the snakes and stuff are, so. Cut Bank, 40 miles. I told you we're going to head to Cut Bank. Home on the range, where the deer and the antelope play. Oh! Donuts and tacos. Seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day. Oh! What is that smell? Anybody here from Shelby County? There you go, honey. There's a stang. My wife's watching. That horse is just for you, babe. The wild stangs of the plains. That's pretty crazy. Good one, kid. Trying to get it done this week. You know, it was cute. Speaking of kids, last night I woke up at about 4:30. I had to go to the bathroom, and I woke up about 4:30 in the morning, and somehow Liza had crawled over next to me and like into my arms, so she was sleeping like my arm was around her. And she was like sitting down in my arm asleep. I was like, aw, I suppose I needed a snuggle. She's so cute. Oh, somebody broke down. Oh, somebody crashed down. Oof. What did they hit? Oh, and we're in Cut Bank. The railroad bridge should be around here somewhere. I'm trying to... There it is. There's the railroad bridge. All of this was in the Microsoft Train Simulator, too. But now the Microsoft Train Simulator one was to scale. So it took like 2 hours to make it across the plains. This took about 5 minutes. But it's cool to see all of it here and in play. That's neat. Oh, pretty soon we'll actually be able to turn left here and go to Canada. That'll be something. Hey, and there's the new Ford Expedition. Or not Expedition, Ford F-150. That we'll be able to drive in-game for those of you that want to drive a pickup truck for whatever reason. I still don't understand that, but... Oh, we're going to have to stop for the night. It's already getting late. I don't mean in real life. I mean, once this trip is done, I got to go. But in the game, they were getting close to night time. Ooh, that's a lot of work. Right? Like, let's put some tanks in front. Or, yeah. A pickup truck's ready to home in farm sim. I mean, it'll be, like I said, unless you just really want to just drive around and not have the pressure of hauling a load. That's the only thing I can think of. Because they have done a really nice job with the maps. So if you want to go sightseeing, but Pig Patrol, yeah. I can't remember. Do I have a... Oh, they're still on. Okay. Actually, it's headlight time. Oh, boy. That's what your mom... I mean, I say it to the kids sometimes. I'm like, I'll give you something to cry about. But I never do. And for the most part, Lipai is really good. She's a good little baby. She's not a baby. She's a toddler. She behaves fairly well. Most of the time. Sometimes she doesn't do what she's told, though. I'll be like, Liza, and she just ignores me. Oh, absolutely. No, I agree with that. Sometimes you need to. That's right. It's inevitable, right? Sometimes at some point, your parents will come out. Yep. You can be grounded for a day, 2 days, 5 days, however long you want to go for. It's up to you. The choice is up to you how long you want to be grounded. I'll let you have that. You're in control of that. All right, we need to find a spot to stop. There you go. It's teamwork. Parental teamwork is what it is. That's so funny, Cameo. Keep it in your pants, boy. Keep your arse in your pants. You know, I just want you to know, honey. I just want you to know a fact, okay? I was talking to Josh today, the guy that came up to work, and Josh said, and I kid you not, listen to me carefully, he grew up in Arkansas, And he said the thing about Arkansas is there's a bazillion mosquitoes there. And he said it ruined his childhood. So you complain about, or I complain about the mosquitoes, and you fuss about me complaining about the mosquitoes. But the truth of the matter is, they stink. I hate mosquitoes, and they are horrible here where we live. And so, you know, he grew up with that too in Arkansas. And I'm telling you, man, like they are so bad here. And it's like, ugh, they ruin your life. They do. Your 39-year hood. What's your 39-year hood? Oh, the train is pulled in overnight. Yeah, the love bugs. Yeah, I've seen that in Florida. They're horrible. Let's see. Let's see. She didn't feel she was given enough autonomy to make her own choices. Right? Yes, your autonomy will start when you're, 18. And, you know, and in fact, if it's not happening by the time you're 21, it'll be forced. Oh, it's ruined your 39-year hood? Okay, I see. I see. Yeah, yeah, I think probably Louisiana. Yeah, I'm telling you, without telling you where I am, we have some awful mosquitoes also. It is just miserable. They do all kinds of like water-based crops around here, and it's just, ugh. uh, oh yeah, they come in and pick the dogs up and stick their proboscis through it and run and fly off with it. Oops. Oop, I hit that. This truck has an awful horn, I will say that. It's not good. What town is this? Is this Shelby? This must be Shelby. Yeah, yeah. Just asking for a friend, right? Yeah, I remember we stopped one time. We went down to visit my brother-in-law. I don't know if once you get divorced if they're still your brother-in-law, but he's a great guy. I still consider him my brother-in-law. But he was living in Key West, and we were driving down across the bridge at night. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning. He's like, "You need to stop at such and such a mile marker and take a look at you can actually see the Milky Way." I was like, "Oh, that's great." So we did. And we got out. Sure enough, you could see the Milky Way. It was absolutely amazing. It was astoundingly beautiful. And then the mosquitoes, like minutes of us standing there, they all of a sudden, like immediately, I had like 600 bites on my arms, on my head, on my legs, my neck. It was awful. I hate mosquitoes. They are the bane of our existence, and they're bad in Cleveland. We went up to Akron. We had fireworks outside. The kids set some fireworks off. One of the kids brought over like serious like fireworks, and they were setting them off in the front yard, and I got eaten alive, man. It was horrible. Right. Take care of it there and then. Once again, we're following the train tracks. Actually, the route does, it follows the train tracks. Aw, good night, Swat Joe. Man, that's early bedtime. Good night. That's like a 6 o'clock bedtime, dude. What are you doing? What was that? You can pass if you want to. Oh, okay. All right. Smoking tired. All right, so we're making our way across. Oh, I hear another. This is a big train there. Well, good night, Zwajo. I took a little nap this afternoon when I got here to the office. I was like, I'm gonna close my eyes and set my alarm for 10 minutes, and took a little cat nap. A little sleepy. Yeah, I've been up since 7:30. Can I just go somewhere? Get those kids to school now. It's Harv. Well, we're out in the plains now. Look at that. It's funny how it changes. It's starting to head towards the Midwest. Though I think the Rockies are still ahead. Maybe? Let me think about this. Why didn't the cruise control pick up? What the heck? My cruise control's not setting. That's weird. What is it Bill Cosby said? I made you and I can make another one just like you. My cruise control for some reason is... There we go. I got it. It was on, but it was setting at the wrong speed. Okay, now we're going to move out. There we go. It's like, I made you and I can make another one just like you. Yeah, so if I'm not mistaken, the Rocky Mountains are still ahead of us. Or I guess up here it would be the Black Hills. And the Dakotas, but I don't think we don't have Dakotas yet, right? You can't get away. You need an office. We gotta get spected. And we were just starting to get like rolling there. They threw off our groove. Do not enter that way. All right. Right, especially when they get bigger, because there's a lot of thumping that happens with that. So your kids are like, I have my youngest son and daughter on like from my first marriage. They argue like cats and dogs about nothing. It's the dumbest thing ever. They just argue and argue and argue and argue. What the weather's going to do? What time of day it is? What time of day they're going to leave? What they're going to have for dinner? It's just like they argue about everything. I'm going to totally block that bus off. Sorry, bus. Yeah, quit breathing so loud. Yeah, it's just like constant. I'm like, guys, stop it. They love each other and they have fun together. They have a blast together, but then they also just argue all the time. I want to get ahead of this truck. Speed limit 45. Shoot. He's going faster than 45. So how do you pronounce this? Is it Havre? Or is it Havre? Havre? Or is it Havre? Probably have her. We got KFC if anybody wants it. Free slaps. Right. Now my kids are 2 years apart. They like arguing. Free slap. Where's the train line? Is it still over there? Yeah, there's the old train station back there. I don't know if it's still in use. Here's a yummy restaurant. Yeah, the train. Nope, it's yeah the Oops. Watching the train, almost crashing. It's a miracle that I survived driving anywhere. Come on. What's the hold up? Nothing's fallen off yet. Oh, I'm blocking the bus. Whoops. Geez, oh Pete, how far away are we? We're still 2 hours away. I'm hungry. I'm ready to go home. I want to eat. I'm sure my wife misses me by now. The camper's going to be a mess because it rained all day, so the dogs have been probably tracking mud in. They clean up and then it gets muddy, and then clean up and it gets muddy, and then you clean up and it gets muddy. Camper's fine. Yeah, the skeeters aren't out. They're just coming out. They'll be out in about a half an hour. They're not out yet. The guy just driving to the side of my truck. Hold at 60. Ad break. Traven's getting ads. That's what they do now. Ads everywhere, including Twitch. No, that'd be me. Oh, you did clean up? Okay. Did it finally dry up outside, or is it still a lake? Means I'm going to have to climb into the camper again. Sub or turbo? True dat. It was sunny, yeah. Now, did the camper go up to 1,000,000 degrees because of that, or? Oh, interesting. I didn't realize they offered like a Twitch Turbo service. That's kind of cool. Are we going to Malta? Is that where we're going? We're 1 hour away. Well, 2 hours. Glasgow. Okay. Glasgow. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. It's only 81 now. Jeez. That's pretty good, because I think at this time last night, wasn't it like 87 or 88? That's actually fairly decent. So she's feeling better? Good. That's good. The baby was sick this last couple days. She had a pretty bad head cold. Try 90, yeah. Aw, thanks, Cameo. By the way, do you guys like my my dashboard Chihuahua? This is a long drive. We've between the two rides here, we've had a 2 hour, it'll be a 2 hour video. Sorry about that, but it's good for you. It'll keep you regular. I don't think so. It'll be Monday now. We're trying to avoid streaming on the weekends so that we go to church instead, and then go to. We want to go. We're going to a pool, like a swim park thing on Saturday, if it's nice out. Okay, Monday. Okay, yeah. We're doing Snow Runner on Monday. So, did you guys see that Stearman? Ooh. Taking the mic, yeah. Yeah, she doesn't use her English accent. Her accent's still there, but she doesn't use her English grammatics as much as she used to. They were cute. I miss it. But she does still call the garbage can the bin, which I like. And then she says, if we try to do something that's not fancy, she'll be like, well, don't let's push out the boat. Yeah. Okay, well, next week then. But anyway, the point is, we're going to try to do family stuff on the weekend, so you can stream if you want to. We'll see. It's up to you. I'll let you decide, because you'll change your mind 10 times before then, so we'll see. Back with just a lot of ads. You can stream if you want to. You can stream the whole day long. Ice cream. There's a green train. Pal World. What's on Friday that makes you get it then? Is that when you're getting paid? I've heard Pal World is great. Mark and Ryan have been playing it for like since it came out, but then they kind of burned out on it. They played Helldivers the other day. I was like, man, I haven't played that in a while. I miss playing Helldivers, but I just don't have room for it on my laptop. I miss the jump back, but I hate the jump forward, so I'm good with that. Plus, we'll actually have longer days in the winter. I like or more sunlight in the afternoon. We need that because it gets so dark so early when they change it. I hate that. Yeah, she would love our bank account when it gets down to like negative. We had a fraudulent thing going on our bank account this week, and we caught it because it made us bounce into the negative, and I'm like, what the heck is that? So I went to the bank and sat down, and we filled out an affidavit, and they actually looked it over, and they're like, oh, this is actually going to a different name, like same account but a different name. She's like, yeah, this is fraudulent. So we got our back. Now we have $30. Well, we have more than $30 now, but we were at negative 20, I think. Like, that's our bank account every other week. I know there's more money coming because I get paid, but between the times I get paid and the times I don't, by the time we pay our bills and get our groceries, there's not much left. So yeah, it'd be nice to be able to do that, but we just can't seem to be able to do that. So I'd really like to start saving, honestly, so I can save up and get a new car. I don't have to have a new car. Like, the downside is, especially nowadays, like, I wouldn't really get a new car. I'd get a used car, and then I'd have payments, So it's like, it's hard to, I don't know. I don't have any payments right now, but if something breaks, I don't have the money to fix it. But, the truck's not necessarily reliable, so if it breaks, then it becomes an emergency. Ugh. Right. Because it's an auto pay. Why did it do it today? Right. It always does it when you don't have the money. That's the. It's what I find. We have auto pay for our car insurance because you get a discount, and it's like every freaking time it bounces the account. I'm like, dang it! Why can't they're like, we'll pull it out on the 12th, so we make sure the money's in there on the 12th. They don't pull it out till like the 17th. By then the money's gone, and I'm like, why didn't you pull it out when you said you were gonna pull it out? I hate auto pay. I hate auto pay. It's the devil. It's a way for them to make money off of you. Unless you're well-to-do and always have money in your bank account, in case stuff like that happens. This one's only $62, so it's not. It would fall under that, but that's how tight we are. So I'm backing into the shed to drop off my tractor. What if they're like, that's only half the job? You need to go back and get the other one. That's not happening. Wow, bad driving on my part. Jeez. Oh wow, it went down. That's nice. That's a good one. That's a rare occurrence. Enter Sandman. Do 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 do. All right. So we made a bunch of money. I made the same amount as the last job. It was $22,000 the last job too. All right, that was fun. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys enjoyed seeing the new truck, seeing the new trains, having fun tonight with us as we travel around the country. Well, Montana mostly, and some of Idaho. I am just having fun doing this series. I really love American Truck Simulator, and it will continue on the channel because it's great. Have a great night, everybody. Thanks for chatting. Thanks for hanging out. Hopefully you all had a good time and a nice ride. I will see you all probably tomorrow night. And in the meantime, be sure to subscribe and be sure to buy a coffee because that keeps us alive. Have a good night, everyone. See you next time. Bye. Do 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 do. Ow.